While hundreds of faithful lined up at St. Mary Major Basilica in Rome to view the tomb of the late Pope Francis just hours after the Vatican released photos and videos of his final resting place at the St. Mary Major Basilica. Meanwhile, more than 200,000 people gathered in St. Peter's Square for a mass honoring Pope Francis the day after his funeral.
The Vatican has released video footage showing the final resting place of Pope Francis hours after his burial, which was attended by thousands of mourners, including royals, heads of state, and the cardinals. The video showed the Pope's tomb, a simple marble slab bearing only the inscription Franciscus, which is his name in Latin. A white rose was placed on top of the tomb. Above it hangs a reproduction of the iron-plated cross that Francis wore throughout his papacy, reflecting his desire for humility even in death. His final resting place, the St. Mary's Major Basilica, was in honor of Francis's request, who rejected the traditional resting place of popes in the crypt beneath St. Peter's Basilica. Francis, who died last Monday at the age of 88, becomes the first pope to be buried outside the Vatican in over a century. He is the first to be buried at St. Mary's Major in more than 300 years. Just hours after the private burial ceremony, thousands of people flocked to the basilica to view the tomb after it was opened for public viewing. The mourners celebrated the pontiff for his humility.
I don't know what to say. It's a simple tomb that reminds us of such a great person in such a small stone. At the same time, we want to stop by to remember the pontificate of this Pope, who was so important for the Church and also for each of us individually, on the path towards a greater closeness to Christ, to goodness, to one's neighbor, and to humanity.
Well, I feel like it's exactly in the way how was the Pope. So he was simple, and so is his place now.
Back at the St. Peter's Square, where his burial ceremony was held, 200,000 people gathered this morning for a mass in his memory.
The
shepherd whom the Lord gave to his people, Pope Francis, has ended his earthly life and has left us. The grief for his departure, the sense of sadness that assails us, the turmoil we feel in our hearts, the sense of bewilderment, we are experiencing all of this like the apostles grieving over the death of the Lord.
Today is the second of 9 days of mourning Pope Francis, who reigned for 12 years. Ruth Sarmoy Chesenge, NTV.